Alright, today is March 7, 2012, and Kaijudo has decided to release a lot more news for us. Very first thing, they released an article about the Kaijudo Trading Card Game. They listed a lot more details, I guess, on how the game is going to be run, but there's still a lot of questions to be answered. But let me just read a little bit here. In the Kaijudo TCG, you venture inside the creature realm, dueling alongside a vast army of epic creatures to maintain the delicate balance that exists between them. The Veil. Your deck of cards represents the army of creatures and spells that can assist you in your mission. That does sound pretty dang epic, if I do say so myself. But anyways, the Veil, that's like their little, I don't know, something's like cracking in their world and something's going really wrong with the Dual Masters world, and then people are able to use these creatures for them. And then later on in the article, they mentioned a lot of things like how often they're going to release new expansions to the game. And as we expected, 3-4 months is typical. We were hoping not for 6, because half year is a pretty dang long time. And it says right here, you design and build your own unique decks, and each Kaijudo game you play is different. New Kaijudo expansions are released a few times a year, and each new expansion brings new ways to outmaneuver and defeat your opponents. So yeah, pretty much, I would say every 3-4 months there's going to be a set. Hopefully 3. That would be awesome. Next, we have confirmed cards already. We already did quite a long time ago. But they showed off like new art for some of the cards in like this video showing off the art style and how they're improving it. And in there, they showed a picture of Rumbling Terrahorn right here. And they also showed a new picture of Mighty Shouter. And I do have to say, they look pretty dang cool, but for some reason they swapped skin colors, if you noticed that. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. Does that mean Rumbling Terrahorn's becoming a fire type? A fire creature? Like, I don't see that happening. That is a really strange thing to have the fire civilization search out for creatures. But maybe they're just going to give it a different effect, so it suits in with the fire civilization. And then Mighty Shouter also makes more sense because he's green now, and nature is green, so hopefully he's going to have the same effect, but it doesn't make a difference either way. Maybe they're going to make it better. That's what we want. Alright, next topic, the show. So last week, they showed us the water civilization. Ooh, it's so pretty. And then they showed off this card called Reef Prince Gargle or something like that. And it was pretty cool. They described him as like Google on drugs or something. Like, it's pretty much Google, but it says something about like, you can't get anything in order. It's just spouting random facts and stuff at you. So, if you want my opinion on what I think that card's gonna do, my guess is gonna be something like Marinomancer in the original game. It's gonna be like a 5-drop 2000, 3000 attack creature, and I think it's gonna do something like take the top 5 cards of your deck, look at them, and if any are creatures, you add them to your hand, or triggers, or I honestly don't know, but considering it's in random order or something like that, there has to be some sort of random effect to it, and considering water types don't really summon creatures, which it does say though, it's really weird. It says something about like he brings his inventions to life, and I honestly don't know what that means, but I'm sure it's something to do with that, like top of the deck, random, or maybe even randomly from the deck. That would be really weird, but anyways, enough of that. Gabe from the show is going to be using him as his favorite creature, and his heroes are like Stephen Hawking with his computer voice. I am Stephen Hawking. I don't know. Gabe is a pretty cool dude. And then lastly, they made us meet up with this guy called Henry Gilroy, and he is the one, well, he's one of the animators, I guess, or writers for the show, and he has done a lot of awesome work in the past. He has done Star Wars Clone Wars, which was this pretty successful like take on Star Wars, I guess you could say. It was pretty neat. He did the original Bionicle trilogy. Do you remember that? Like the way back in the days in Lego when they had these like robot Bionicle things. He was a part of the original trilogy, the ones that were good, until they started making these random things that just got way out of proportion and just made no sense. So yeah, this guy knows what he's doing. He's also done Batman the animated series and he's done G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe! So thank you, Henry Gilroy. You're awesome. And that's it for this week's Kaijudo news. News are kind of slow right now. There's nothing I could really talk about. I have to rely on whatever they post. So stay tuned for next week's Kaijudo news. I don't know if it's also going to be on Wednesdays, but I'm thinking it will be. Even though the articles say the date of Tuesday, which makes no sense because they came out like a few hours ago for me, so go figure. So for now, I guess Kaijudo news is every Wednesday. So stay tuned next Wednesday, March 14th. I'll see you then. Peace, guys.